No, the furniture in this room came from Rankin. Ethan came and helped move this table. Going up the stairs, he was like in the front of it, pushing it up. And we were like, when he got on like the first like level, I was too short to actually help push. So it's just him pushing it while everything's kind of like above my arms.
This was pre-knee injury.
This was way before that. This was like in December, probably.
Pre-dog kick.
November, December? It was a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it looks good. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. You can tell Ethan painted the walls because they look like shit.
It was a joint effort.
They do look bad. Yeah, you're right.
Well, it's hard to paint that brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really got to get in there.
But yeah, the furniture. That's not really where I wanted to start.
Where
Yeah,
did you decide navy blue?
Yeah, we had if you listen to The Danimal is Dead, we had a small conversation about paint samples for the
Okay.
room, the very first episode.
Okay, I need to.
It's
Okay.
very unexciting.
Okay.
But you you
Speaking
listened.
of unexciting,
Okay.
Okay.
this right now.
No, what I wanted to start with is, so obviously you moved to Puerto Rico,
Uh-huh.
and you usually how many times a year have you come back since you left? It's been about one or two, hadn't it, between work and personal?
Yeah.
So what's it like whenever you come back here, I guess? Can you just kind of describe what moving away but then coming back? Because I usually ask everybody that comes in that grew up here but doesn't live here anymore kind of what it's like to them. You've been here a long time and you haven't been gone a super long time, but you're obviously not here most of the time. So
It's like now that I've had my own house and stuff, have lived here in my own house. It's weird coming back and not going there.
yeah,
And just not having my own place, I guess.
Yeah.
That's kind of took some getting used to, but now I know I don't have the house, so after the first time, it's like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to my parents, Yep, okay. I don't know, it's comforting, I guess, because you just come back to what you know, and you know everybody here because nothing really changes a whole lot, it seems like, which we'll talk about later. Whoops.
Well, we can get into it whenever. You don't
No,
have to.
that's fine.
Okay.
And it seems like I've only come back when it's warm here too. So I was kind of.
I don't blame you.
This weather's been really nice, actually.
Other than after the wedding, whenever you had to come back, remember you guys were freezing ass in November,
Oh yeah,
or was it November,
it was
October, whatever it was,
late
yeah.
October, I think. Yeah, that was cold. Everyone was giving a shit, and I was like, guys, I don't know what to tell you. It's literally 82 degrees all the time.
Yeah.
Now it's a little warmer, and it fluctuates like 10 degrees, but that's it, just 10 degrees. It's not like the days are 90 degrees and then it drops down to 60 degrees.
I know.
It's the day is 90 degrees, the night is 80 degrees, so.
Yeah. It's wild that this time that you come back at the end of June, first part of July, and it's literally still going from like 87 down to 60.
Yeah.
When that storm came through this morning, I watched so when I went to work before, it was like 67 or 68 out. And then we had our morning meeting and I had to run out and start checking for birds and bats. And it went down to 62. And then right when the storm come through, it went down to 58.
Ooh,
Holy moly.
Yeah.
I think I woke up at 6 this morning just because we had some aunts and uncles leaving and wanted to say bye. And it was chilly. Yeah, I walked outside and I was like, oh boy. Yeah, I miss this a little bit because it's pretty stuffy right now in Puerto Rico. But it was nice. It was nice the whole time so far because we've just been sitting around the fire pit at night. And someone had asked me, like, what do you miss most about here? And I was like, well, speaking the language is nice. It's very convenient.
Yeah.
I need to learn Spanish. There's no way around that. But it's very convenient knowing how everything works. And so I think that was like both Courtney's and I's answer collectively was it's really convenient here, But then it got a little later into the night and the temperature dropped and we were hanging around the fire. And you have like the warm fire air on your front, and then you have like cool air blowing on the back of my legs. It's like,
Yeah.
I rescind that. I like this a lot. This is nice. But
Yeah.
generally speaking, like you said here, it's not usually like this.
No.
Not very often.
No, and it's funny because you just missed the period where
It's 114. I saw that.
and then the warmest it gets even in the middle of the night is like 82.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I-
what So it's interesting. So I like that. So the way you kind of described it is similar to, I guess, how I feel when I leave and come back. Other than like, obviously I get to go to my house, but like,
It's got to be nice.
it's the same type of thing. Like I always want to know if people like think it vastly changes or not. Like if they're gone for a long time and come back, or like for me, it's just like you get back to the city limits. Like boom, there it is. It's just is what it is. You know.
It was kind of fun because we drove by our old house. Sorry, Tyler, if you saw us, but we're not stalking you. Just kind of seeing what's happening. You know.
Did you
The
look in
tree's
the
still
windows?
there. That's cool. I did. He wasn't naked.
Oh.
He got a new couch though.
Oh yeah. Well, you didn't leave him a couch.
No, he got another new one.
Oh, another new
Yeah.
one. Oh,
He
wow.
looks in and it's just the chairs, the camping chairs.
I've got the chairs.
No, yeah, it wasn't the camping chairs. Ethan's got those. Those
Those
were
are-
our
yeah.
recliners and
The
couch.
couch.
No, but we drove around town a little bit. Went to get we got a cake for Dad's birthday from Paige and Jeff's place, and noticed that they're like finally redoing the Main Street
Curbs.
curbs. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that was cool. It's like good.
So they're not
good.
a fucking cliff and a ravine.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, you're not gonna die.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Don't ruin your entire car when you try to park.
Yeah. What else did I notice? There was something else. Did they paint the Farmer State Bank or something? Or was that had been that like that for a while?
Yeah, they did.
looks
but
different.
it's been a while.
Maybe it was like
I
that
would have
last
guessed
time.
you would have seen it before now.
Probably.
But yeah, they did.
Yeah. There was something else. Oh, what's the deal with the Dave's Torrey Pines, whatever, Squirrel?
Okay,
nowadays?
so
Is it called Squirrel?
This is good. We need a sponsorship, Squirrel, and we're gonna hopefully they still want to give us one after
No,
I say what I'm
Squirrel's
gonna say.
bankrupt.
Are they completely?
Yeah.
Oh,
The startup price for a squirrel, like to franchise, is like $15,000. So they scaled way too quickly without having the structure to do that at a
Interesting.
corporate level.
So what is it? Is it even open now?
From my
No.
understanding,
Not?
somebody bought them
really?
or bought them out. I
Bought out
forget.
Squirrel?
Yeah, I forget what I read.
So here's what leading up to that. Here's what happened. They bought the Junction T.
Mm-hmm.
They bought Fairfax's, and then they bought Torrey Pines.
Okay.
And one by one, they all closed
Oh.
after a few months of operation at each place.
Well, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah. So everybody assumed that, obviously, the first thing everybody goes to is money laundering, of course. But other people thought that basically, like, like if you're doing a balance sheet, you need profit and loss. So everybody just assumed they kind of bought those for like some
Show some
revenue
loss.
and then show some loss on them and just closed them because they're so
Yeah.
small. And they had, at one time, they still had some other ones in operation.
If they were smart, they'd put in a mattress firm.
Why is that?
Well, they're everywhere. Does everybody need that many mattresses?
Yeah,
Let's
have you
tell
never
me that's
seen
not
the
money laundering.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
a whole conspiracy behind it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I have heard this. I guess I don't know that
Don't
much about
try
it.
to act cool now.
Yeah. You're not.
No, grocery stores though, there's a lot of overhead, but like you don't make a whole lot, especially for these small towns. Like a lot of grocery store chains will only like open business next to like interstates or major highways,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's like a Casey's or something where at scale they can
Yeah.
do so many.
Yeah, unless you're, well, I mean, Dollar General's kind of getting away with it the same way, but that guy's whole plan was to put Dollar Generals everywhere to keep people from going to Walmart.
Yeah,
He said,
like
"I'll put
that.
one in every single small town."
Yeah.
of-
I saw one in the like not even in the small town on the way up here. We took a weird way, well, weird-ish. We've not a way we haven't taken before from Courtney's family up to Warrensburg, Highway 50 that goes through Jeff City and then Sedalia eventually and Warrensburg. And literally, I mean, it's a beautiful drive, by the way. That's awesome.
well, we made that Sedalia drive from here to Sedalia several
That's
times.
not the prettiest
Yeah.
part. Though.
Yeah,
It's the other side of the state that was
Yeah.
pretty cool. But yeah, random middle of nowhere, like woods and Sasquatches everywhere, and then Dollar General for the Sasquatch. Yeah, right. Sasquatch.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Well,
they're out
and,
there.
like they have one at the Junction T. That I don't know if that was.
Oh, they
going,
do now?
Yeah, right at the right across the street from the gas station on the corner there.
Wow,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah. When's Fairfax getting theirs?
they're what?
Dollar General.
What we're talking about?
Oh no, yeah, it's not happening. I guess the
Bullshit.
land buyer for them just like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Not in Fairfax.
Yeah.
Can't
Or
do it.
just to
See, they need to put you one out. They need to put one out between you guys and Craig. Flock
Last-
to the
That'd be
middle.
good.
Last thing we need is a Dollar General outside of city limits.
Why?
Everybody's all gung ho about it, but we're not going to get city taxes unless they expand. But then there's some other businesses that might screw up. So I don't know.
The county still gets it.
County ain't Fairfax, dude.
I know, but they distribute.
Have you seen the streets in Fairfax?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tarkio takes all the freaking county revenue.
Poor Fairfaxians.
They're money laundering over here. Did
And
you not
his
see that
firms.
fancy new truck Jeff got?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ford Lightning?
Yeah.
Paid for with your tax money, Acton County.
Unbelievable.
Interesting.
It's true.
But this will probably be the last episode, so I'm glad you
I'm
get to
gonna say some
experience
stuff.
it.
I got some people to call out.
Do it.
Nope.
Number
Probably
one,
probably won't do
Tim.
that. Yeah. Oh, Tim. You want to talk about Tim?
Yeah. Call him out. Get him.
Tim's a loser. That's all I know.
Yeah, I was trying to think if there's anything else different. I know you were asking me about Hoot and Holler, and I kind of explained that.
The bar. What's the bar now?
The Roost,
The Roost.
and the Night Owl. It's two different things.
Oh.
So it's only from, I think it's 11 to 2 on the old cafe side is called the Roost Eatery. That's where lunch and breakfast is.
Uh-huh.
At 2, that closes, and then everything opens on the other side, which is the Night Owl. And they have 2 separate menus, pretty much,
Okay.
and
Cool.
the bar at night, and then just the
No
cafe
smoking
for
in the
lunch.
bar either.
No
which is
smoking
awesome.
anymore.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, the whole city passed a rule you can't smoke.
Oh yeah,
Inside
I remember.
anymore,
I remember
yeah.
some of those conversations.
Hmm
I didn't really have any input, but I was laughing a lot.
A lot of people are really pissed.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Seems like I'm all
But-
for it.
Yeah. So that, yeah, you can't smoke. Even if somebody were to open the other one, they wouldn't be allowed to have smoking in it anymore.
That's fine.
Yeah, it is. It's totally fine.
It's crazy though if you're on Smoko, like
Well, if you're on Smoko,
Yeah,
you
like,
go
don't-
outside and smoke
Leave me
away
alone.
from a doorway.
yeah, but you can't bother me if I'm outside on Smoko next to a door.
no.
Yeah. So there's that. I was trying to think if anything else is really.
I don't know. I mean, look where you're at right now.
Yeah,
Kinda
the
big.
college is open. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was open before you left.
Was it?
Yeah.
The walk in to here looked good.
Yeah.
From what I could tell.
Thanks.
No, well, I don't think you did it. Did
I-
you?
I might have. I don't know.
Almost single handedly.
Didn't do
Yeah.
it. That means no.
I painted all the walls.
We'll make sure.
No.
We'll have to make sure we put this out right after Johnny's, so Johnny can talk about all the things he's done, and then you can take credit for it on,
Yeah.
on this episode. I was trying to think, like, I mean, I don't know. You know, Aaron's the golf course superintendent. He's
Yeah.
been doing a really good job.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
I haven't been out there yet, but it looks nice.
I was trying to think if there's anything else wild that's really changed. Not a lot. They're getting ready to repower the Suzlons into Vestas.
Yeah, I saw that.
They did Conception already.
Yeah.
They're coming
All of it?
here. Yeah, each site has to lose one turbine though because of the slight change in megawatt output
Oh,
in order for
okay.
it to be the same nameplate.
Gotcha.
So there will be however it works out. 23 instead of 24, 23 instead of 24, and 26 instead of 27.
Yeah.
Why do they have to lose one? Because the
their
grid's
name-
getting more.
They produce more.
Well, the turbines produce another kilowatt more than the old ones did. And so when you add that up, it puts them over
Okay.
nameplate, which I don't know if I want to go into all this. Basically, when you have an interconnection agreement, you get it at a nameplate value, and that's what it has to be.
Okay.
That was the short answer, I guess, for that. So,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah. Bounce off that. There's a turbine. You know, we have like numbers for the turbines at Clear Creek over in Maryville. There was one that was, I think it was 79.2. Because if they, correct me if I'm wrong here, what I was told, I think, is if they have a plot for the turbine and then they need to move it even like a foot or whatever, I'm sure there's a minimum, but we'll say a foot for now because I'm probably right. If they move it a foot, it can't have that name. So if it was 79 right here, they move it a foot a certain way. They're like, oh, can't name it 79 now because that
0.2,
plot's that's
yeah.
off. 0.2 then. Fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I know that, like, for instance, I've seen is where they're real. Clear Creek is weird, and it's the only time I've ever seen this. But typically, like, your alt turbines can be renamed. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
if we had a bunch of alts
We
that
had
say
alts.
they're either K or L, and like if you end up moving to the alternate location, we've moved that turbine number to that location, and then
Yeah.
you just so like for instance, ours L12 was actually originally a K alt. They didn't want to put L12 where it was going to go because it was one section of really bad improved roads, and they're like, we're not spending a bunch of money to put that there. So they moved it to the K alt turbine because the collections still run next to each other, so they were able to tie into it. But like if you go back to like some of the labelings on the junction boxes and stuff, it still says K alt on it
Interesting.
because they'd made everything up before they decided to put the turbine there.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I don't know all the naming rules.
I have no idea. I probably made all that up. Don't care. Sue me. Sue the podcast.
You have anything you want to add?
About wind?
Yeah.
I don't. I just think save our horizons. You know, get rid of them. I don't think they're doing us any justice around here. They're making the skyline look terrible.
Preach.
Are we really getting that much energy from them? I doubt it. How much oil does it take to use it?
Oh, tons.
Not very green, is it?
Tons of oil.
And then they're trying to impose all the employees to use electric vehicles. Hello,
What
cobalt mines in Africa. Have you seen about this? Have you heard about this?
You mean lithium?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is it
whatever.
cobalt?
It's cobalt. Yeah.
I actually
To make
don't know
cobalt.
because none of that affects me, and I don't give a fuck.
No, that's a good way to think about it.
Whoa.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
I know. Thanks.
Yeah, never mind.
Audience in Africa just went down. Wow.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
cares? Whatever happens other places.
You know what? We need more oil rigs in these fields. We need more wind turbines.
More oil, more wind. Wind and oil go hand in hand. You just proved that.
Yeah.
Yep.
They use a lot of oil.
Steel.
We need to bring some coal mines back.
We need
I
more-
see all these kids
Yeah.
around here, 9 and
yeah.
under. They're getting soft.
I know. I know. And you know what? I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Coal mines are safe. They just are.
Super safe.
Yeah. We did it for hundreds of years. Totally safe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Produced a lot of energy too.
Yeah.
Lots.
Completely safe.
Almost all of it for a
Yes.
while was on coal.
Yes.
Yeah. It can be done.
Absolutely.
You don't see trains running on wind, do you?
You do not. You know?
Yeah,
You
but
really
they,
don't.
they supplement. It helps when the wind gets behind them.
behind them, but what about any other direction?
Well, you can create drag sometimes too.
Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah.
All I know is I wish they'd put more wind turbines up to keep pulling that diesel out of the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Water, diesel, oil.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that without the wind turbines, there wouldn't be any wind.
That is crazy.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Yeah, because the giant motor up there that pushes them.
Yeah, because I don't remember really before the wind turbines were here, because that happened when I was like kind of young. But I feel like there's a lot more wind now.
There's way more wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there wasn't so much.
There wasn't
when.
before. Uh-uh.
Because now when I throw a frisbee, it just always like goes. When I was young, I could just throw it.
Throw it back and forth.
Yeah.
Be fine.
Yeah.
Not no more, bud.
Yeah.
Times
Yeah.
have changed.
Well, you know what you're not doing probably? You're not licking your finger before you throw it.
I'm licking my finger quite
Are
a
you
bit.
licking your finger
Yeah.
quite a bit? I
Do
believe
you do that golfing? Do you do the finger lick or do you do the grass?
I do neither.
I
Why?
do the finger.
You know what I do?
Just
I
hit
look
it?
at the wind turbines if I can see them.
They're probably lying to you.
No,
We're just talking about all how bad they are. They don't tell the truth.
that's true. And they cause cancer. I know that for a fact.
Trump said it.
They're turning our raccoons autistic.
Yeah, that is true.
That's
Acoustic
the fact.
raccoons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody likes acoustic raccoons.
Yep. I've seen a batch of raccoons just jump out of a tree because they were
Psychotic.
confused.
Yeah. They do like shit on the stairs.
They'll poop on the
A
stairs.
lot of shit on the stairs.
Yeah, I think it's because they vibrate. Vibrates their
You think so?
vibrates their stuff out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I'm almost certain that's what happened.
So you're on animal duty now out there? That's just kind of what you do, drive around, pick up birds? Snuff out raccoons?
I don't know how into this I want to get, but
Pick
we're
up dead birds?
Like, I think everybody knows that like you're required to inspect the turbines for potential take of birds and bats. So yes, I have to do that right now. Does that sum that up for you?
I mean,
You want to talk about ice cream?
I could talk about ice cream for days.
Can you?
Yeah.
Should we?
Yeah. You got chocolate, vanilla,
Oh, yeah.
twist.
Mm-hmm.
Strawberries?
Strawberry sometime.
No, that's a
Caramel?
fruit. That's a topping.
Caramel is a topping. I will say that.
Well,
yeah.
but they infuse it in there.
No.
Yes, you can
It's-
get caramel flavored
it's-
fucking.
You can get it flavored, but it's not ice cream.
Well, yeah, but
Caramel
I mean,
flavored fucking?
Yes.
Sign me up.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday.
Trains.
We'll try it out when we go out to Garrett's. We'll try it.
Yeah, so I guess I'll kind of talk about how my life has changed since you had to abruptly
yeah,
move.
do that.
Okay, Tim, tell me everything
dude,
about it.
I
Here we
have to
go.
hear.
Oh, real quick. I got a text.
Are you going to call Tim?
Well, no, I have a text here. We got told we're not allowed to call Tim anymore
Why?
because he thinks he's gonna get fired.
You can call me, but you just don't.
Oh shit.
Huh.
I do call you.
On the podcast?
Not normally on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you called when I was doing Trevor's, and I just ended up cutting that out.
Okay, here you go. Tell Dustin he's a big old douche on the podcast and that he can suck my nuts and he needs to stop hawk-tooing around and move back already before I excommunicate him. And he's a bitch.
Guess who it's from? Guess who that's from?
And he's a bitch. Tim, I'm guessing. It's got to be.
It's a good guess.
Who is it?
He said Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him it was Tim.
Oh,
He did say that.
No, I don't listen
I would
when
have
you
guessed
guys
Tim
talk.
anyway, though.
What do you want to tell him?
Okay. Well, first off, the first thing that annoys me about you moving, I have to hear Tim text like that all the time.
Oh,
I
I
have to hear
know.
Tim in person do that stuff.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Number two,
And then he's going to be mad we talked about it on here.
Yeah.
publicly, yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So I have to hear about that because
Yeah.
of you again.
Yeah.
So thanks.
I'm going to make it even worse. Let's keep going. Keep going. I'll get to it later.
Second annoying thing, everybody asks me when Dustin's coming back.
Oh, really?
All the time. I'm like, I don't know.
Say he's probably not.
Just text him.
Yeah. Ask me. I'm probably not.
I obviously don't text you about, hey, when are you going to come back? You going
Yeah.
to move back? I don't do that.
That's a Tim thing.
3, fucking ding dong over here hits me up for everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's annoying.
He's needy.
I know.
Yeah.
Number 4,
Well, somebody's got to do it.
true. Number 4,
Jamie don't want to. She straight up told me.
Yeah.
She's like, can you move back? This guy's exhausting me. I'm like, oh, what do you mean? Like, you just need to move back. Well, sorry.
she
What's
has said that quite a bit.
What's
Has she?
number 4?
Oh,
Number
yeah, sorry.
4, I have to play country music all the time now.
Yeah.
Right when we were on a roll, dude, we had so many offers and then you just went away.
I don't know about
No, we got
so
offers
much.
like as soon as you moved, we started getting emails.
Did we?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Who
You
did?
hit us up a lot more about gigs now that you're not here.
Oh no! I mean, we would get them. I would always text everything to you guys, and nobody ever really wanted
Yeah,
to
but
do
I felt
much.
like there was way more later. Like,
Yeah.
because I don't like the only thing I will say is I do feel like it's definitely increased because I feel like COVID killed a lot of
Oh.
fucking cover bands
That's
real
true.
bad.
That's probably true. Yeah. Yeah, that was,
Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you would know better than me at this stage, but it just seems like bands that were around before are doing pretty well after.
Yeah, if you could make it through. It's one of those things that I feel like a lot of people kind of like honed in their craft when they weren't allowed to do it, but other like play shows. But other people just were like, oh, we'll just pick it
back
up
when
where
it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially like younger people growing up, just having that time to not work and play music. Once they started a band or right after that, they just kind of took over.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: if you moved back, would you still want to do one? Do you think?
What, a band?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
See, I don't know either.
I mean, yes, I do want to, but
I do too. But it
towards
sounds
the end of ours, it got really tiring.
right.
I was just like, okay, I would rather do almost anything else than this right now.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it when we were playing music. I hated getting there, setting things up,
Getting
being
home
out all
late.
fucking night,
I know.
unloading or loading back up at 2 a.m. I would have, well, I think the last show we had, I had an after party. I didn't even get there. Everyone was already there. I didn't even get there till an hour after everyone got to the house, which was fine, but it's a late fucking night. And
Yeah.
I don't. It's hard to do anymore.
I know.
God,
Even
9
I'm
o'clock
getting
hits
old.
down there. I'm just like, whew, I'm tired.
I know.
I want to go to bed.
You're looking at the clock at 8:50. Fuck, we're going on in 10 minutes, and we're not gonna be done for 5 fucking hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's
think if we
rough.
were to do it again, like our breaks in between sets We never really like timed. We were always just like, okay, everyone 10 minutes, and it was like, I don't know, 30 minutes later, 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later. We were always usually pretty decent, but it would be go take a piss and get the fuck back up here. Don't talk to
Yeah.
anybody. Just get the fuck back up here. Let's play some more music. Let's get out of here.
That's a lot of why I was just like, we're not fucking doing scheduled breaks anymore.
Yeah.
For a multitude of reasons. If you need to get up and go piss between a song, get
Just
up and
go
go
real
do
quick,
it.
yeah.
It's fine.
Mhm.
I'll keep them busy enough for a minute, or I'll play some theme music for a second while we change guitars or whatever. Because, like, everywhere we ever did and took a break, you fucking lose people like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Really, only doing 2 hours of music is
Perfect.
Yeah.
4 hours is a lot.
Even
Yeah.
3, like 2 hours, you can do an hour quick break, another hour, and people aren't really gonna. And if you push it back to like 9 or 10, your starting time, people are gonna be more apt to be
Yeah.
under the influence of whatever,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
be more likely to have fun.
Yes.
Ending at like 11, 11:30, even midnight would be way better than 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, it's like whenever you're talking to like these bar owners, just like when you go to a concert, does the band ever play for 6 hours straight and from fucking 8 to midnight or
Right.
after? No, they do
Aerosmith?
not. Would
They-
you?
Some of those old bands, they play for like 4 hours.
Yeah,
Aerosmith,
yeah,
all
I
those
suppose.
guys.
That's true.
But it seems like most anything anywhere anything anymore, I should say, in recent years, it's like literally shows are done at 11. Nobody plays past 11
Yeah.
anymore. You know
It's
what I
true.
mean? And like headlining band is going to be 2 hours at most. It can be less, but like it's like, yeah, because there are certain bands that I, in theory, would love to sit down and be like, if they would just play everything for like 6 hours, I'd sit there and listen. But that's bullshit. I mean,
Yeah.
it's no different than watching a TV show. Like once in a while, you're really up for binge watching something for 6 hours. But you know how much shit I realize I miss when I do that?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like I'm not fucking paying
You're-
attention
yeah.
to this for 6 hours.
There's
you know?
always gaps in there where you're not paying
paying
attention.
attention. Yeah. So it's like, so you tell these bar owners, it's like, also, you're not going to get more people here because we start early.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen.
No, yeah, exactly.
People aren't showing up till they're done having supper and pre-drinking. So
Mm-hmm.
you might as well not even try. Like, it's a waste of everybody's time and money,
Yeah,
you know?
it really is.
So I would do it this way too. Like if you want more than 2 hours, it goes up $200 every hour more than you want than 2
Yeah.
hours.
That's
I
a
would
good
even
idea.
charge more than that
Yeah,
because a lot
yeah.
of places will, if you're good, will give you
Well,
the money.
and bringing a PA system. Okay, PA system. Good God, what a nightmare. Our PA system is kind of a
Sucks.
nightmare. It just sucks because it's old, it's heavy. They make lighter, easier shit.
Yeah.
Even the half stacks are way
Too
too
much,
much. It's like,
yeah.
oh my God, I think I've bitched
Yeah.
about that a lot too.
Yeah.
Mostly because Tim never brought his in.
Oh, I've talked about that on
I'm
here
sure.
a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember listening to that.
His was the heaviest
His
one,
was fucking
too.
heavy. God damn it.
Other than Garrett's Mesa AB combo bottom, that cocksucker was heavy.
You're at Hunkins?
Yeah, you don't remember having to tote that stupid bottom? It's like it's a B cabinet, but for some reason they shaped it like an A in there in the square. It's really
I
weird.
guess I don't remember it.
But it's like real rigid too. Like, and God, that thing had to have weighed, I don't know, 140 pounds. Just the
Yeah.
cabinet. It just sucked.
Yeah. I don't remember it completely.
Oh my
I-
God.
Oh, yeah, okay. Mesa, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. I think I always remember the hands like digging into my digging it into
because
my
the way
hand
they put it back far back in it and then shape it still like a square instead
Yeah.
of a yeah.
instead of smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember that. And then I remember it was always nice when Armand Floyd would be there cuz I remember watching that guy that PA system when we were 14 when we got it or whatever. It's super heavy then. It's still heavy now, but super
Yeah.
heavy then. And we would double team the tower speakers.
Yeah.
That guy lifted both of them up
Oh,
and just
wow.
walked down the stairs. like it was
Stairs with
nothing.
them,
And he
yeah.
was, I don't know, 13 or whatever
Shane?
it was.
Well, very similar
No.
to Shane, actually. I'll give Shane credit. He's maybe not quite that good.
he's strong,
but
yeah.
Yeah, he would pick stuff up and make it way easier whenever we were
Yeah.
doing stuff for sure.
Band
That-
manager Shane.
Getting rid of the amps is like one of the nicest things
It's
we've
gotta
ever
be.
did.
Yeah.
Not you guys, but I just carry around a pedal board now and a guitar. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. All the PA, if we have to bring our own, isn't really that heavy.
Yeah. And I think if we were to move back, it sounds stupid, but sounds stupid in a couple ways because live electronic drums, they sound good because they are just, you don't have to tune them or whatever, you know, but they look stupid, right?
You have to get like the LSs or like
That's
the roll in with the.
That's what I'm saying. That's also stupid because those are like $3,000 to $5,000.
They're ridiculous.
Like, Jesus.
They actually look like drums, but
They
they're
do.
still
Yeah.
electric.
Yeah, they sound.
They're
like
awesome.
The
I've
Roland
seen 'em.
TD50, that thing. I went to a wedding one time, and the drummer had that, and I was just like, mind blown. Like, what? No way. That sounds perfect. That is awesome.
I hate when people are like, it's dumb to have electric drums.
Does
I'm
he,
not.
does he
No,
use real
sense.
cymbals or is they electric too?
No, they used electric, but the difference was like, okay, so any cheap one I ever had, the hi-hat was just like a little cymbal pad thing. No like actual cymbals on top of one. The TD50, and I'm sure there's other ones that I haven't named, but they actually have a full hi-hat pedal, not just a little electronic pedal that you stomp on.
Yeah.
Full hi-hat stand with
So
with
it moves.
Yeah, it feels real, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, these $5,000.
I've seen them,
ridiculous.
I think.
Jeez. I also like, if I had bought that, I'd be so afraid because the way I grew up playing was like just beat the fucking shit out of stuff, you know?
These are so responsive though.
I know, but I'm afraid like I'd start getting into like a good song we want to play. See everyone else like jump around and be like, yeah, it's time to really hit these things. Crack, and you know, one of them little mesh heads just busts, and then we're fucked.
Well, surely they can take a pounding.
Not maybe. I don't know. Maybe that $8,000 one right there. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah.
They're not probably built to play the way I play, but I would definitely have to
Well, those look
rein it in,
dumb.
I guess. Those look real. Zildjian made one, I think, recently, and I think it was like $6,000 or $7,000 too.
I'll bet it's way easier for putting like your tracks in there and your metronomes and all that stuff too.
It'd be super handy to have.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think about it all the time. It's just like in my mind, I think that I would want to do it again, and I
The mesh
probably
cymbals.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the
Those
sensor
look
on
Those
it.
are
Cool.
the actual
That'd be-
metal,
that'd be
though.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
How much is it just for the cymbals?
Oh.
Oh, that's the whole kit
Yeah.
though. Well, that's not terrible.
They came out with a cymbal
Much
similar
money
to
you
that.
make, bud. Whew.
Well, dude, that's a pretty impressive fucking piece of equipment.
Oh, I know. It absolutely is. Probably.
And then I don't know, because like even at one time, shit, you could buy real drum kits for even more than that.
Oh yeah, you still can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not like 25,000, you know.
Yeah, but if you bought like 7 of these,
Well, you wouldn't want to do that. You'd probably only want to buy one.
Probably just one would work.
Probably just one.
I would only buy one, I think.
I would.
I don't
At
know.
least at first.
You'd
know?
want the double bass drum though. That looks cooler.
No,
We would never use
You'd
You
that.
don't
actually
need
might
a
want
double
3.
bass drum.
You might want 3, so you have one
No.
headlight.
Why in the
Hi.
fuck would you even want to? First of all,
I just explained myself why.
Headlight's too big of a word. You need 2 for that headlight.
Also,
and high. So 4.
hey, remember the name when we get back together isn't one headlight high anymore. It's gonna be Power Rager.
No, it's gonna be Kiefer and the Goobers.
No, it isn't. It's Power Rager. That's the best thing that you, me, Dan, and Tim ever came up with.
Power Rager.
Yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
Do you still have that
spelled
list of,
Power Ranger wrong.
band names?
Oh God, I can look. I probably
But,
do. Let me see.
No, I just, in theory, I really want to do it again, and I probably would. But I think that it would have to be a build up to doing
There's
as
your
much
best.
as we used to do. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by a build-up?
Like, I would want to get back into practicing regular, like, maybe would agree to, like, a couple 2-hour shows for a while or something. But, like, I wouldn't want to just be like, okay, Dustin's back. We've practiced 2 weeks. We're going to start booking and then being out in the same, you know what I mean? It just, I'm so far away from it now that, like, one, I don't know how good I really am anymore at any of it. And two, like you said, everything fucking wears me out anymore. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
So I tried to play knowing that we were probably going to get together and go over a few songs.
I'm hoping to.
I just threw on our playlist of cover songs that we had used to play and put it on shuffle. And of course I skip through the ones I was like, no fucking way, no fucking way, not sure, no way, maybe. And I'd settle on like Jimmy World or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is like when you're not playing it with you guys,
Yeah.
and I'm listening to the track while I'm playing also, and I forgot like all the fills, you know. So
Yeah.
I'd just do something, and then I'd hear it, the real drums playing, and I'd be like, yeah, I nailed that. And then I was like, oh no, I didn't do that at all. That wasn't
Yeah.
me. That was
Yeah.
not me at all. But
Yeah.
it was rough. It was very, very rough. I didn't do very good on all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we definitely, if we ever did move back, we'd have to a lot of practicing to do it all over again.
Right. Yeah. That's my thing.
And Courtney and I have talked about it a lot too. Like towards the end.
Well, Kiefer wants you to play in his band if you move back too.
Well, that's probably fine.
Never said that.
He did say
I
that.
never said that
I don't
publicly.
Well, I did.
I heard it.
I've been telling everybody.
I've heard it from multiple people. Not
Yeah,
you,
probably.
but multiple people. No, Courtney and I talked about it too at the end. She was, I don't want to speak for her. I'll just say I was also a little just getting tired of it because we were just playing to the same place,
People.
you know,
Yeah.
same people. And honestly, like, thank you all for coming. But, like, we didn't give you anything different for the last, like, 5 shows at least. You know, I was
Yeah.
like, well, thanks for coming. Here's the same show we played last time, maybe a couple more songs. But,
Yeah. I
so-
mean, a lot of bands do that anyway.
Oh, I
you just
know.
only see them once every 2 to 5 years,
exactly.
so it's not as bad.
like
but yeah,
once every couple months.
yeah,
But and then that's not so much like towards the end because we weren't nearly as busy. But there were some times when we were a little younger, Courtney and I wanted to go do things. Like at one point, we wanted to buy a van and go camping, like in all the Missouri state parks or something. You know,
Mhm.
we didn't make it to any of them because every time we wanted to go, we had a show. It's
Mhm.
like, all right, well,
Oh yeah,
what are we trying to accomplish here? You know, are we trying to make this? Is it for money? Is it just for fun? Is it
Mhm.
for trying to make a name for ourselves and have someone notice? What is it really for? Because I'm missing out on a lot of other aspects of my life things I want to do
Mhm.
just so we can go play it. No offense, but Schubert or Tarkio again or wherever, you know?
Yeah.
It's like we stopped traveling very far away, and that's fine. It's way more convenient. And
Yeah.
we made just as much money sticking around
or more,
home, or more.
probably.
Probably more because we're
Yeah.
not spending gas and food and all this,
Yeah.
all this bullshit. But
Well, and people here would pay.
Yeah.
you get very far out and
you're like,
I
nah.
don't want to that
Yeah.
much.
So I understand why we did what we did, but a lot of me a lot of me was just like, okay, why? Why are we doing any of this anymore? This is a pain in the ass for everybody. I have other things I want to do. I can't do them because we're busy every weekend, you know? But
Yeah, I mean, some of that I think having more experience and getting older, I think that we would be able to make it work a lot
We
better.
would.
So, like, I mean, some of the problem was it's just like, well, fuck. I mean, we need to play a show. We're in a band. We need to play a show. You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
don't have to.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we constantly just like, well, it's been 3 months. We'll go back downtown or whatever. But why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, like literally, we should go down there and schedule. Like, we will do it in. If you want us the night before Thanksgiving, we'll do one other show here this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I
Yeah.
don't know, whatever it is, it needs to be before that. So it needs to be in. I don't know if you want it like St. Patrick's Day or if you want it like in April or whatever it is. But that are the only 2 shows
yeah,
we're playing.
pick
here.
2. That's what we're going to go with.
And we just always did it just because we felt like we needed to be playing.
Well, that
shows.
and like we did have goals as a band too. Like
Yeah.
the money was going towards
Stuff,
recording, was going towards whatever we needed.
Yep.
So I get all that, but yeah, I mean you're right. Eventually, it's like, well, why?
Yeah,
Why are we doing
we're
this?
just doing too much. We're
Yeah.
just burning ourselves out to
Yeah.
basically burn ourselves out at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
I don't know, having goals so that everybody agrees on, because I definitely know, like, coming back from Houston, you and I were kind of like, because we had a little bit of steamrolling from that. I know you and I were kind of like, well, we'd like to be on the road, like, at least trying.
Yeah.
And then other people with, like, kids and stuff, like, no offense, but
Yeah,
they're like,
whatever,
"Wait,
dude.
it's
Call
not-
me out.
It's not happening. Well, it wasn't just you.
There's people.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just not having everybody on the same page, I guess, about
Yeah.
what we want to do. And if we were to do it again, like, what is it that we want to do accomplish? You know, like, I'd be down for the 2-hour show, but I'd rather it be like a show. Like out in Vegas,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who was it?
Not
Hair
Alter
Nation.
Ego.
No.
And Hair Nation.
And Spandex Nation.
Spandex Nation.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, something like
They were
that,
badass.
where it's like, everything's super structured.
Yes.
Yes.
You know.
Didn't you tell me, like, here's the crazy thing, is Kiefer, I think, got some balls and started emailing around to figure out, like, how to get into that. And they responded, right? Like,
Yeah.
they straight up
To
responded,
get to
like,
Vegas?
to do
What?
the Fremont Street experience stuff. Like, you know how, like, back in the day, we would do this and, like, nobody'd fucking answer you
Oh,
ever?
yeah.
Those
Oh,
people
yeah,
straight
I
back,
remember
sent
that.
back, like, bam, 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 bam. Here's all the shit you got to do. Send it to us.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's
I got
like,
a few
wow.
of those responses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And on
Fremont
some of
Street
that stuff was like,
experience.
we don't have that.
Well, yeah, I think you just probably tell the truth or be like, we'll work on it or something,
Yeah.
you know, but
Yeah, well, I know like KC Power and Light, to be like a smaller band that plays there, like you're kind of related to somebody on the board.
yeah.
Because I don't know how many times I reached out or talked to bands that played there, and one of the guys would be like, "Well, I'm best friends with this guy's cousin," so like he just vouched for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, "That's not cool."
Not
That's
fair.
what went on in like Sokol a lot too.
Uh-huh.
Like some of the bands from Lincoln could get on any show they wanted to. and it's
Opening
like,
for all these national
Some
acts. And
acts.
I would, like, we would be, you know,
Yeah.
bending over backwards to try
Yeah.
and get that. Like, we'll do
Yeah.
it for fucking free. We'll pay you, which
Yeah.
we most of the time, anytime we had a show in one of those cities, it was basically pay to play, sell these tickets, and we could never sell all of them, you know?
Yeah, I was trying to think. Like at times, the ones at Sokol's basement were worked out okay, but other times they really didn't. It was pretty wishy-washy there. But I remember there being probably equally as many crappy shows as good shows there, and it
Yeah.
was one of my favorite places to play.
was cool.
Honestly, it was a pretty sweet place. But yeah, I mean, you just get trapped in that loop a lot, or at least for a while.
Yeah. Something that burnt me out. I don't remember how old we were, or how long we had been together, but I kind of stopped doing all social media and booking. I guess I don't know. I got tired of sending all these requests out and hearing no or hearing nothing
Yeah.
back. And then the ones I did hear back, I'd try to get a hold of people, and someone didn't want to do it. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
this is a marriage to 5 other dudes. This
Yep.
is annoying.
Yeah.
I'm so frustrated. I can't do this anymore. I don't care about Facebook anymore. I don't care about marketing anymore. I don't care about booking. Someone else can do it. And then I don't want to say that we stopped playing as many shows, but we did. I remember one year we played like 50 shows.
Mhm.
That was the Warped Tour year.
Yeah.
I was busy that year.
Yeah.
I think I had a pretty good job at that point. I think I was I don't know if I was still working nights in Maryville, so I had like
Yeah.
all night to do whatever.
This was before you went to Vestas.
Oh yeah, it was still
Like, it
X-ray
was
tech.
before, right? Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
either I was still working nights in Maryville or I was working at Hamburg, which was equally not as busy most of
Mhm.
the time. So I had plenty of time to mess around with shit. It
Yeah.
was still very annoying to do.
See,
And
it's-
frustrating when you get everything lined up and one person is like, nope, don't want to do it.
Yeah.
What can I do to make you want to do it?
The thing that's a bummer now is, like, so I was busy and shit and couldn't do that most of those years. Now I would have time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if you were still here and still working that job, that'd be 2 people. Well, now 3 with Kiefer. I
Yeah.
mean, he's busy, but he does get a lot of stuff done. Like, you know what I mean? It's just the shit just doesn't quite line up
Yeah.
throughout time. Like,
Yeah.
if it would have
It's a
all
shame.
worked out that way, probably would have been very easy to accomplish, you know. Because I remember in the beginning, like whenever I'd first worked for Evergil and we weren't doing turbines, like I did do quite a bit of stuff. I had pretty good luck getting a hold of people in Lincoln and Omaha and stuff.
Yeah.
But then once you get busy all day, every day, it's just like, you know what I mean? You just kind of
Yeah.
pass the buck to somebody and it's never, yeah.
It's tough. We should have hired somebody.
What we should have done, honestly, is when we talked to that guy that Eric hooked us up with that was in whichever band that was working for Sony. What band was he from?
Eric who?
Schreiber or whatever.
Yeah.
The guy had been in like, I don't know.
it's fucking that song. That hurts my brain. Was it Soil?
Possibly. That's the one
it
I
was
was trying to
Soil.
think of.
Pretty sure it was Soil.
I think it was Soil.
What the hell was that song? It was on Madden, I think. They had a song on
Oh
Madden.
yeah, when you scream it loud, hands down, hands down.
That's it.
It's what's the name of the?
Rise up.
That's what a baby about.
Yeah, look it up.
myself to you. I have it on my phone.
Pride?
Pride, yeah.
Pride. Yeah.
That's the one.
Bitchin' song. Madden 2004. Wow.
Yeah.
Michael Vick.
That was one of the best soundtracks.
2006
4 and 5 were sweet.
was pretty good, wasn't it?
I
Was
don't
it 6
know.
I'm thinking of.
4 had. We're on a rabbit
You
hole
know
here,
what?
but
It was NCAA 2006 that had
It
a
was
lot
pretty
of
good.
bangers on there that I really didn't know about.
yeah, it
until
had
I
the
had to look 'em up.
Pixies and
Debaser.
Debaser. Yeah, that was the Pixies, and then it had the one about
Which one?
2006.
6. Left him as he spell about to turn around, grabbed him by the hair. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
It's a weird song.
Yeah,
It's,
I have it too.
Let's see.
De La Soul.
No, De La Soul was good though. The Bad Religion, I forgot about that. The Clash was on there. You know.
Lagwagon.
It is
Remember
Ned's
Lagwagon.
Atomic Dustbin, Kill Your Television.
That's it.
And then
Yeah,
Jeff
Your
Wears
Television.
Birkenstocks by No Effects was on
Uh-huh.
there. Yeah, that was a good one.
I saw something. The No Effects guy. He's like,
Fat Mike.
yeah, he's
The
made
bass
like
player.
millions of dollars on just like different business ventures that like he started, like just took money from the band to do.
Oh,
And
nice.
they like just quit, and everybody's mad. He's like, well, I mean, I was smart with my money.
Yeah,
What,
you
what are
guys coulda done
doing?
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, he probably asked him to go in with him. They're like, nah.
But yeah,
Fun.
I don't know. Yeah, being older, we probably could do it way smarter and be a lot happier. That's probably true.
I wish I would.
It would still take work though.
I wish I would have
yeah.
known now, like, I wish I would have known the stuff I know now, like when I started or like when we started doing stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, my understanding of how things work business wise in general and within music and everything has changed so dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to, because I do feel like we had some stuff going and then everything would just like die. Then we'd build up a little bit of steam and die.
We were never consistent.
Yeah. And now, like, my work ethic has changed. The things I know have changed. I wish I would have had that when I was 21, 20.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Us too. I mean,
Yeah.
you get better at time management and like you get better at prioritizing
Yeah.
instead of just chasing shit all over the place.
I don't
and-
remember that we ever like got together and decided what like a shared goal was. I think we kind of just all
Yeah.
were like, well, let's just play some shows.
Yeah.
You know, let's try to play as many shows and then I mean, I think we all wanted to play like shows for national touring bands coming through, open for them and start with that and see what happens. But I don't know if we ever all sat down and were like, we want to be the biggest band in the fucking world, or we want to just play for fun and make a
Yeah.
little bit of money or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember if we ever did that or not.
Then I always thought, like, because I'd see videos of, like, at the time, Real Friends or, like, Neck Deep or anything.
Mhm.
And, like, when they would do not, like, festivals, but their solo shows, it was just, like, mid-sized theaters.
Yeah.
You know, I'd see bands at Sokol, not the Underground, or even the Underground, which not that many people, but
Right.
ideally that's what I think
Mhm.
I would have wanted.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind
me
of what I
too.
wanted.
Yeah.
Club shit, like little
Kansas
club
City,
shows.
Lincoln, Omaha, St. Louis, Des Moines. You know what I mean? Just basically become a regional act, I guess, would
Yeah.
have been the idea, really.
I don't...
And I don't care cover or original or a mix.
don't
or
really
whatever.
either, yeah.
It really doesn't matter.
We're pretty much right now a regional act, and
Yeah.
it's still pretty tiring.
I'm sure.
Because we do a lot of
has
we
to
do a
be.
lot of stuff where we either hire sound or sounds provided, and those are sweet, but it's still a lot of work, you know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we are pushing merch, we are doing a lot of different things.
Social media.
Yeah.
And you're, packing up, tearing down, driving.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
yeah.
our problem was we just got drunk a lot.
Early,
Early,
for
we got
sure.
drunk a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you're doing like shows every now and again, and it is like the same people coming, your friends, you know. Thank you guys for coming out. But
Right.
it does just kind of turn into I'm playing music and let's kick it and talk. Like I haven't seen you in forever, you know.
Yeah.
So it does make sense why we are drinking. Like we'll do stuff now where if it's local where you don't have to drive or we got a hotel, we'll drink some. But anymore, it's just like we're having a couple beers on stage, maybe. Where
Mm-hmm.
I
it's
think
work.
For the most part, for me and Dustin, that's how it got after we were, 25, 26, somewhere in there. It's just like, because same thing, like you said, like it turns into so much fucking work. It's like, I don't even have time to get drunk.
Yeah.
And then, like, even if I had like a hour and a half period or something to really get drunk, by the time I start playing, I'm going to sweat so goddamn much. I've already been working. It just runs right back out of your system,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm not interested in taking 900 shots to keep my buzz or my drunk
No,
going. And
because then you got to pee also
So-
throughout the entire show.
and you don't want to play like shit and just yeah.
I was doing shots Saturday night after the show.
Yucky.
It sucked.
Disgusting.
I woke up the next morning. We stayed at Tyler's.
Not good.
I woke up puking, obviously.
Uh-huh.
I'm a puker. Everybody knows that. But I lost my keys.
Oh,
And everybody was sleeping. McKinley was sleeping in the bed. And I was like, hey, I lost my keys. She goes, oh, I'll help you. I looked all over and, you know, like, I don't.
in your butt.
I'm getting there. You know, when I drink beer, like, I don't really have a hangover. But, like, shots and stuff, I wake up the next morning, I feel bad, and I have that, like, post-drink anxiety or depression. You know what I'm talking about? All morning, it's just, like, me looking around my friend's house, like, this fucking sucks. What did I do? Did I leave it somewhere? What? I felt, like, emotionally bad about my situation. They fell into the trash can that was next to the bed.
Oops.
And I looked everywhere twice except for there.
Who found him finally?
McKinley.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, it's okay. You can find your keys. I was like, I can't find my keys.
They were in the trash can under the
Yeah.
crusty napkins.
Yeah.
You.
Grody.
I don't know. Shots are just,
A young man's game.
yeah.
Oh
they
yeah,
are.
big time.
I know.
time.
Warriors.
Being older now, when we go to like college bars and people are just like taking a bunch of shots in a row, I like look at that. I'm like, that is so crazy. You're like, just get in my body as quickly
Yeah.
as possible.
Get me where I want to go, baby.
Yeah.
And that's not anywhere I want to be anymore. I was talking to Addison out there at the house, and she's going to college, right? So
Yeah.
she's going to be a Bearcat next year. And I saw that post on Facebook or whatever, so I was talking to her about it. I was like, you know what I was thinking about, Addie? I was like, what? I was like, if I was still here, I'd probably be trying to play shows at like the pub and stuff. And it'd just be
gonna fuck
really
with you, isn't
it'd just
it?
be really weird for me
Yeah.
to be up there trying to play drums and see you down there having a good time, all fun, you know, but then like just be liquored up and a liquored up college girl. Even if you weren't liquored up, just you being there in a bar, be like, this is weird. It's cool. It'd be fun. But I was just like, wow.
Well,
you,
it's odd.
You will forever be a little kid to me.
I feel
you
like
know?
that started happening here with
Oh.
certain people.
Yeah.
Even like,
Oh, it did.
yeah,
It's weird trying to have conversations with people that young, like 20, 21, because you don't know
Yeah.
what they're saying. Like on God,
Sometimes.
no cap.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what a giat is.
Well, it's just hard to. It's just not from like a total crowd standpoint with your music. I feel like that's, as long as you keep it fairly straight, it's fairly universal. But like, yeah, if like they come up to you and want to talk to you after a show and you're 15 years older than them, it's just like we don't have anything in common other than what just went on out there.
I'm not coming to an after party.
I'm not. Yeah,
not
like
really interested
we
in
don't have
anything.
anything to talk about. We
Yeah.
really don't, unless you want to talk specifically about the music we just played. I
Right.
guess, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music or gear.
Yeah.
Basically anything that's happening right now, right here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, yeah,
yeah.
okay, see ya.
I don't know.
Go on now.
What?
Nothing.
What's so funny?
Speaking
Just
of the
say
lingo.
it.
Nothing.
What?
It's nothing.
It's something.
I was just thinking, like, I don't know how to connect with you, but if you want to go get me Taco Bell or something and come back,
That'd be sweet.
that would be awful
Awesome,
nice of
yeah.
you.
On God, no cap. That'd be, what do they say? That'd be bad.
Lit.
Huh.
Lit. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Make sure make sure the quesadillas aren't booty before you bring them back here.
So, no, I don't remember. We were in the pool yesterday. I think you were over, Ethan, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Sick invite.
You weren't around, Tim.
you can come over.
Tim might have come over yesterday
Anyway.
if Dustin had invited him.
So, like, Nolan, or he said, no, he wouldn't have. No way.
He might have. He's
No,
a
he
swimming.
wouldn't
He swims
have.
all the time now.
That's true. He has his own
And
pool though. He
he
probably like,
wouldn't
well, I can
come.
do that here.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like, yeah, but you can't. You're not smoking meat there.
You know, Tim, when he jumps in the pool, that's his excuse for not taking a shower.
Yeah. I guess the chlorine kills stuff, but also isn't good for you.
I still took a shower last night. And
Oh,
at one
me
point,
too.
I told myself, I was like, you know what? I actually don't feel that filthy from being in Nolan's pool. Like some pools, you know,
It's
you get out
clean,
and you're just
yeah.
like, oh my God, there's so
Mhm.
much crap in it. But it didn't matter. I finally
No.
got done doing my leg exercise. I was like, you know what? I gotta shower this shit off of me. I
Yeah.
really do. I mean, don't have to, but I will sleep so much better if
I
I
don't want
do.
to sleep with chlorine all over me. But,
Yeah.
So anyway, Nolan or one of my nephews was fucking roughhousing me and jumping on my back or whatever, and I was getting ready to like get him off. One of my other little nephews, I don't know how old they are, 6, 5, whatever they are, just looked over at me and said, "Yeet him!" I was like, "What'd you say?" He's like, "Yeet him." I was like, "Oh, yeet him?" He's like, "Yeah, yeet him."
Yeah.
So I yeeted.
Yeeted. Yeah.
I yeeted.
That's what made me think of the press Y to yeet.
Yeah, that's right. Press Y to yeet.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you Googling?
Oh, nothing. I was just
He
closing
likes
out
to-
of stuff.
He just looks
Oh.
like he likes to look stuff up. I hope the hell this thing's recording and it hasn't quit in the background. 'Cause we haven't checked it in a while.
The light's red. Is that-
yeah.
is
No,
that
he's
Well,
not-
that's just the camera. That
Hey.
most
This
most
new computer is fucking.
it's fine. I know. I just have trust issues.
My other computer
blame me there.
died, and it wasn't really working. I would send files. I'd send an Excel file to send stuff off in the mail, snail mail, and everything. When I sent it was fine. By the time I got to another computer, every like address was like flip flopped.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I got like a bunch of snail mail back. It wouldn't record. It would take forever to download. Went and bought that beauty over there.
What is it? Is it a Mac?
Yeah, it's
It's an elite.
Oh, wow.
Not even on the market yet.
no, it's no. Fancy. No, I normally buy like
See, he can book
refurbished
shows
stuff.
for us now, Dustin. When you come on back, he's got connections. We don't even have
Yeah.
to work anymore.
Good. I don't just want to show up.
Not only that, our set list is perfect now.
That is a bummer. That is the biggest.
We literally
the
missed it by
biggest
like
bummer.
2 years.
Yeah, we were just ahead of our time. That's all it was. That is
Sorry,
a
go
bummer.
ahead, Keith.
I don't know what I was saying.
You're talking about your brand new fancy Whamadine machine over there.
Oh yeah, no, the new MacBooks aren't that like expensive in
Yeah.
comparison. I obviously didn't like splurge and spend like $3,000.
Oh, yeah.
That's silly. But like the price for a refurbished one, which I normally buy, to this was like it was better to just get that new.
Have
Yeah,
you
it
ever
wasn't much
had a
more.
problem with the refurbished ones?
Not once.
Nice.
No, the only problem is you're a little behind the curve
Yeah.
with them, so they don't always last. Like
This one I bought refurbished and it was like 2017 and it lasted 5-6 years. So,
yeah, but
like,
you don't get the 8 to 10 like if you're buying a new.
So I
one.
still
they don't
have
make
mine
them
that I bought
last
from.
long.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when I bought mine. It was after we started the band. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's old. Still works.
Well,
Still works
I
great.
think it's the one you got whenever you got tired of using the old shitty one I got from that school, wasn't it? Or did you
No,
get
I'm pretty
it?
sure you got that after I. Maybe not.
No, because we started using yours instead of that one.
Yeah. And then we had to revert back to yours because
Uh-huh.
something with the task
The
cam and the
Tascam
drivers
wouldn't
or some
update,
bullshit.
yeah.
They stopped making new drivers for the task cam.
Tascam, yeah.
Fucking stupid.
We need a Tascam.
Yeah,
No,
there's a lot
I
of
don't
stuff we
recommend
need.
it.
There's a lot of stuff we need. Yeah, I know. Another camera, really kind of the first thing, probably.
Yeah.
But, so, totally shifting gears here. Unless there's anything else you want to chat about in that department.
Oh. It's fun to talk about. I don't know.
No, we can chat all day
I
about
know,
it.
it's fun.
No, whatever.
Can
we
you
move on.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Chocolate, vanilla.
I just know there's so, like, one thing I have thought about, like, when we were on
Twist.
the set list thing. When we were on the set list thing. And that's all the ice cream.
That's about it.
I was thinking back through it. I was like, you know how many stupid 80s and 70s songs that I just know could just be cut and it
Yeah.
wouldn't matter
Yeah.
now? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, no, we don't
They were
need to
just
do
filler
that shit.
at
They're
this
just
point.
filler and fuck it. You know, we don't need that anymore. That excites me.
Yeah.
But I would want to go back and like try a little bit harder on like some vertical horizon stuff
God,
or
That stuff sounds so easy. Pretty challenging.
challenging.
Some of it.
Or like Presidents of the United States.
Mhm.
Either of those would be sweet. But again, it's a bunch of weird stuff in there.
Yeah.
Or just stuff that's on like 90s and 2000s pop stations that I'm like, oh, like Breakfast at Tiffany's would probably be good. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
some of those those style of things mixed in. That excites me to think that we would get away with literally being in just the 90s and 2000s.
yeah.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool.
But
End
and
of our
no
time.
more rock solo crap. You know
What?
what I mean? Just some of the stuff we tried to learn for certain things that people wanted, you know.
You know what I hated learning most?
What?
And I'm gonna probably catch flack for I don't know who all watches, but hair metal. I've never been a huge fan of hair metal.
Yeah.
And when we started learning that, I know I kind of got what's it called? Oh, I got
Butthole pucker?
no. It's where you get shown up like, oh, this is harder than I thought.
Oh, yeah. Humbled?
Humbled.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Got humbled trying to learn some of that shit, which I knew I probably would, but it's just because I've never really listened to that stuff. I hear it all the time everywhere you go, and I've never been like, that's the style. I don't want to listen to that whole album. Like,
Yeah.
nah,
No.
not my style of music.
Yeah.
And when we learned it, I was just like, seriously? We got to learn fucking Rat? I don't want to learn that goddamn song.
I mean, it's
song.
the 80s hair metal is pretty much,
What is that?
I don't know what
Oh,
that is.
shit.
It's red.
Out of storage.
Yes, but it's flashing other colors.
Might have to stop.
Oh, it was?
No, I have one other thing. I wanna go
Oh, lost
into.
connection.
Why?
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
We're back. Oh, crap.
So, you were just telling us before we had to take that stop about your conspiracies about 9/11?
I don't think I was, but
Well, I might be confused.
No, I think we're talking about how we don't care to learn 80s hair music.
Oh, yeah.
might be comparable to 9/11.
In my head, at
conspiracies,
least.
But
Well, 9/11 killed it off. That's why he's thinking of that.
oh,
Yeah.
is that what happened?
There was no more hair metal after 9/11.
Because of grunge and Kurt Blute.
No,
and
that
then
was a
the
little before
flame
that.
blew through. Yeah.
There's weird
That's,
connections here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy from Soundgarden and the Clintons. It all figures in.
Mm-hmm.
You leave my sweet Clintons out of here, dude.
Okay,
So
so
are the emails, Hill?
what?
Nothing.
I don't know. That I guess that's the only thing I've ever only things that I've thought about since thinking about getting back together. The real dream really would be to, I guess, have steady work like we talked about regionally, but really the Vegas fucking thing
That'd
seems
be-
just badass.
That'd be so cool.
You know the real dream?
Hmm.
Joe Rogan does it right. He doesn't like tour. He just goes out on weekends, does arenas.
Mhm.
If he could just do that like every weekend, just go to an arena or ideally or
sell
more
it
realistically a theater or something. Just be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're in Chicago theater this
Mhm.
for the full weekend. Like, come see us.
Mhm.
Then we go home,
Mm-hmm.
do whatever.
That'd be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
You're not
That'd be
gonna
awesome.
make as much, but like still like you can have higher ticket prices because it's more. Like,
So the dream
rare.
is to do this podcast, have it make some money. Most of
No,
your
the
money.
dream is this becomes the first billionaire podcast, which I think we're close.
You're probably getting there after
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, we just need Spotify to buy us, and then we're gonna be set.
Easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You said
Or
you-
anybody.
You said Keith's got connections.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know. They closed
it
the
done.
island down, so like it's hard.
didn't Disney buying it or something?
The what?
Epstein.
Epstein
I
Island?
think I
Oh,
heard that too. I don't know if that was real or not.
Disney is buying the
That's
Epstein
what I
Island.
heard. I don't know.
That seems like a lot of bad juju.
I don't know. That's what I heard.
They're probably buying it so they can.
You spelled Epstein
Yeah,
wrong.
it's satire.
Okay.
It would be smart for them to do that because if anybody wanted to make a
It's pretty good satire.
documentary about it, Disney would have the rights of
What could
the island.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to go there and like shoot, they'd have to sell that, or it'd be a Disney thing, which I don't know
I wonder how
how.
much that island's selling for now.
I don't know, but it feels like something that if he were still alive, Michael Jackson might buy.
Right. Yeah.
No,
Yes.
But he's
I don't
got
think
Neverland Ranch.
Listen,
I don't think he
Well, yeah,
was
but
like
you can't
buying
have too much.
islands or anything.
at that point,
I feel like he would just be an esteemed guest at the island.
didn't he own like all the Beatles music or something before he died?
Yeah, no. Was it the Beatles?
I thought so. Who's that bitch Yoko Ono sold it to him to make $1.
Yeah, the Beatles. Yeah, 41 million.
Yeah,
Wow.
but then didn't something else happen with it
Now,
after?
I believe that
It says Sony right there.
yeah, I believe though that the people, it was like Drake's company, the rapper,
Uh-huh.
bought or owns the rights to a lot of unreleased Michael Jackson songs. So there's a theory going around that a lot of the stuff Drake puts out, like the hooks anyway, are actually Michael Jackson's hooks.
Oh, you've been wanting to get into this for a while. haven't you?
No, not.
okay.
I just want to do the Drake and Kendrick beef.
That's right. Drake
Yeah.
and Kendrick
I
beef.
never really looked into that.
Yeah,
much.
I wouldn't. It's kind of my
We'll,
job.
we'll talk. Well, I'll talk to you about it.
Okay.
I'm never going to look anything up. I'm going to let you give me information, and then I'm going to ask questions.
Yeah. So like
I like that.
in the recent song that from Kendrick to Drake fired back, what people don't realize is that Drake and Kendrick played a lot of Minecraft together. And so like it's misconstrued when everybody's like Drake loves miners. There's like, yeah, he loves miners because it's an inside joke. They played Minecraft, so they're miners together. And people take it as the other thing, but really it's just about Minecraft. And
You know
playing
what was
together.
cool before Minecraft?
Huh.
RuneScape.
Oh, I thought
Anybody ever play that anymore?
you
that
were
was a
going to
big
say
deal.
boobs.
Huh?
I thought you were going to say boobs.
Oh, well, I
Boobs
mean,
is cool.
Universal.
Boobs is pretty cool still, even before Minecraft.
I'll Google
and after
them.
Minecraft.
I'll Google, see what they look
Boobs?
Yeah.
I bet you find some.
like. Oh,
I was going to ask you one thing. And we're probably getting close anyway. As a total change of gears. But is anybody watching that 90s show?
no.
Is it good? Is it on Netflix?
I saw they had a
The
Matt
second-
Rife on it.
The second season came out. I haven't got to that episode yet. Yeah, okay, so that's fine, whatever. I hope you guys do watch it.
Oh wait, was there that 8? No, maybe I watched the first season.
Yeah.
How many seasons is there now?
Just the second one just come out because they got in the middle of all that writer strike stuff after the first one came out.
Yeah, that kid. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I watched the first season. I think.
Okay. Well,
Don't remember a whole lot. About
okay. Well, I just wish like it's okay. I think we can still have a conversation I want to have. But so there's a lot of people that are struggling with it because it's that 90s show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like they're very much looking. I think it feels like from what I see online, like people are like looking to just rewatch that 70s show, or they want like a true that 70s show continuation or sequel or something like that.
Okay.
But like it's its own show.
Yeah.
But what they do a really good job of, in my opinion, is they still follow that 70s show kind of like format, the way scenes and stuff goes on and teenage stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when I watched the first season, I remember thinking to myself, like, it took me a while to get into that a little bit because you just automatically thinking that 70s show, you know? But now that I've been watching, I don't think I'm maybe quite halfway through it or maybe right at halfway through it. But now that I'm watching it, what I realize is, like, when we grew up watching that 70s show, we didn't live in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it looks like a period show to us because
Ew.
it's foreign to us.
That is nasty.
Sorry.
Foreign. Yeah. Foreign.
Anyway, so what I notice now when I watch that 90s show, that seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
And
you
so-
remember a lot of it.
Well, yeah, so you remember and notice stuff, but it doesn't feel like a back in time period piece so much because you experienced it.
Yeah.
Like there's certain little things that stick out, like, oh fuck, I remember that, or I remember this, or I remember that.
Yeah.
But like it feels current.
Mm-hmm.
So what I started noticing, and I'll get to why, but what I started noticing is, like, I'm pretty sure, like, when my parents watched that 70s show, they had to have been feeling kind of the same way as when I watched that 90s show. Like,
That's what I was just going to ask.
nostalgic.
If you've talked to your parents about watching that 70s show and being like, is this the feeling you get?
yeah, I feel like it's hard to bring that conversation up because none of them watch it anymore. I would have had to have had the foresight to have that conversation when I was, 9 when it came out,
Yeah.
and you don't. And I'll get to this, but like, it's almost like just watching any other show because of that. And actually, so like you say, the nostalgia bit, everybody's really looking for the nostalgia bit, in my opinion, and this is what I find myself doing. Like, it doesn't feel that nostalgic, though, because, like, it feels like you're just watching a show, and, like, whenever you watch that 90s show, you feel like that was just the other day. It doesn't feel like a huge gap of time.
Yeah.
Because you grew up through it. So
Yeah.
I always wondered if my parents were sitting there, felt like they were not so much watching a show about the 70s, but just watching a show. And then occasionally the same way being like, oh, yeah, I remember all this stuff, you know? But the thing that got me on that track of mind, and I didn't even think about it while it was going on, but like Simons was staying up late because it's summer, and so like at a certain point, I was telling him like
Hell
I'm
yeah.
watching what I want to watch because you need to go to bed, you know, even though you don't, you know, you still got to get up and get around in the morning. And so as I was watching through it, every little thing he'd be like, "Was it really like that back then? Is that how that was? Is that what stuff looked like? Is this that? Is that this? And this is that?" And I just finally realized like that's what I was doing to my parents.
Yeah.
And my parents would try to explain it to me, but because he wasn't alive then and because I wasn't alive in the 70s,
didn't know.
it doesn't quite like, you know what I mean? Like you get more information, but because you didn't experience it, you can't fully appreciate what
What it
somebody's
was.
trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Which made me realize that's why I'm not appreciating that 90s show. But what is happening with that 90s show, like us trying to watch it, is going to do the same thing that our parents watching that 70s show did to us, is make us fall in love with the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those weird full circle moments, I guess, in my mind.
Yeah.
On the show, instead of smoking weed, do
They
they,
still
just like
smoke weed.
smoke salvia?
No, not so far. They still just smoke weed.
They all just freak out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe one of these episodes will have that.
And then like some of the stuff with like Red and Kitty and some of the past cast members is a little bit of that continuation to that 70s show, but everything that happens with the teenagers really isn't.
Yeah.
So like it does kind of do some mixed flippy floppy stuff on you a little bit, but
What's the deal with Red and Kitty and all them kids? They like grandkids, adopted?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Leia is Donna and Eric's daughter, the girl in the Renting movies. That's their daughter.
Okay. And they're just...
And she comes home. They decided for some reason ended up bringing her back for like a few days during the summer, and she wanted to stay. And then she met friends in the same town that her parents grew up. So now the thing is, each summer she just goes and stays with Red and Kitty and hangs out with these kids.
Don't Jackie and Kelso have a kid?
Yep,
also?
he's in it too. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
And then that's really, I mean, there's people speculating that some other of the kids might be some of the other characters' kids some way or some form, but I don't know. I don't really get that from it.
I know who's not going to be in this series.
Who's that? Oh yeah, Danny Masterson is
Yeah.
not. They've
He's
made
not
they've
available.
made that. They don't even reference him,
Yeah, not
which is
available.
kind of wild. Maybe someday they will, but they don't right now.
Oh no, probably not.
Which is
do I have a
bizarre,
phaser
like-
on my microphone or something?
No, I think it's just this.
Oh, weird.
Occasionally, yeah, it'll
Yeah.
get a little
Feel
bit of
like I'm
reverb
going,
or phaser. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it throws me off too.
Yeah.
I can't remember who we were interviewing, but they were talking and I was listening to it and I was like, do I need to go over there and look at things? This is
Got some
weird.
sweet effect on there.
Yeah. Oh.
But I don't know. It's interesting because I don't know how to explain it. I don't feel like there's been another show out there quite like it to go through that same experience with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They picked a good one with that 90s show. They can continue that for, every 10 years.
Right.
Got
Yeah.
another new-
Oh yeah.
A new one, and it's always going to be behind. So some generation's going to love it. Some generation's probably going to hate it.
Yeah.
But they could literally do that throughout the entirety future of television.
Vision.
If they
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty
I
neat
do.
show.
I actually do like it quite a bit.
I thought it was funny from what I remember.
You just
of
have
it.
to accept that you're watching a period sitcom that
Yeah.
it's really not very serious. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Which
Well, anything that's like a remake or a reboot, you can't really have the same
Yeah.
expectations.
Second one's never as good as the first. Generally, always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But normally they need to just have it be its own thing like that 90s show. You can't
Yeah.
try to recreate it.
Yeah. It gets
Yeah.
kind of, I don't want to say pathetic, but some of the stuff I've seen remakes.
like Fuller House
Yeah,
or
it's like
Oh, yeah.
the
You're reaching.
Roseanne one or
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's
be
obviously
done.
for money.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I-
I want to say, I don't remember the whole movie, but the last Jurassic Park I watched, I think it was the last one. And I was just
Yeah.
like, this is pretty this is pretty fucking lame.
Yeah.
Like they brought
Yeah.
all these old characters in to say a couple catchy one-liners, and that was it. And
Yeah.
the story was really quick and like rushed, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, you guys are doing this for money. This is annoying. This
Yeah.
is pretty bad.
Yep. I know.
And I hope the new Twister isn't going to be like that, because the original Twister was badass.
We were talking about that the other day because Simon wants to see the new one, so he wanted to watch the old one, and it's a little slow for him.
Is it?
I get. Well, I don't know. Bits and pieces.
I didn't like it when it came out when I was little.
Really?
Yeah, it was slow. It was slow.
So we did, but I do. So watching my kids watch movies now reminds me a little bit of how I used to watch movies, like because now I'm always like, I want to sit down and fucking watch it.
Yeah.
But I remember being a kid and being like not paying attention to certain parts of movies that weren't particularly action packed or funny or whatever. So like with Twister, when I was rewatching back through it, I was just kind of like, there's not a lot going on here.
Yeah.
I remember this being way cooler when I was little, but that's because I was only paying attention to shit getting thrown and cows, and
yeah.
you know what I mean. And then like when you go back through and really try to watch through the story, it's kind of like this was based on a little bit of nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a pretty short story.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
It's a story told over like 3 days.
Days. Yes.
12 storms or whatever, back to back.
Yeah. And like Simon would pay attention when the tornado shit was going on. And like
yeah.
there's been other movies we've watched with where I'm just like, he's not really paying attention to this part, but he likes these parts. And then like when I think about it, it's like, I guess that's how I used to watch movies too. I just,
It's
you
funny,
know what I mean? You
it's
just
funny too how your perspective
changes. Yeah.
Like if you watch a movie with children in it, and when we were kids, it's like, oh yeah, I'm that kid in this movie, you know. But now it's like, why the fuck would they do that? You know, like, yeah, their parents were right. They should have never fucking been
done
there.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Who the fuck are these
Like,
parents?
Jesus.
How do they even let them get out
This movie's
like this?
annoying. This would never happen. You know.
Yeah.
You deserve to be kidnapped if you're getting in that van.
Stupid little shit.
Shit.
Come on, get out of here.
Yeah, who's in charge of that is bad house. Somebody at a school has not done what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
There's warning signs. There were dominoes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The whole phone thing in scary movies always gets me.
What?
Like they purposely make it so you don't have phones because like you can call the cops or
Oh,
your
yeah.
parents. So it's like
Like where
oh,
they
come
cut
on.
where they cut landlines and shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they still do that in like modern movies. But like
There's no sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Power.
you got to get rid of cell phone service somehow
yeah,
now.
like you gotta work that into the movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of life, and art imitates life, and that's art.
Art,
you
yeah.
know? So you gotta get over that hump.
Yeah. Well, that's just like you could go back and watch old movies that you really liked and then watch it and be like, literally this movie would be useless if it was made now because half the shit doesn't even exist or
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
work that way anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fun. But again, that triggers like Simon to ask me shit.
Yeah,
that
it's like a period piece.
piece, yeah, almost.
Ew.
Yeah, gross. Nasty.
Oh, we're getting close to it, guys.
Yeah, I think this is
the
pretty
only other
good.
thing I really want to say is Tim needs to write some goddamn music and send it to me. He needs to quit being a little bitch about that.
Oh no, I've been trying to get him to send me stuff too.
I mean, if he really doesn't want it to do anything, that's one thing. But
I will say
then that's
that's
fine. But
the writing the music. Like
quit telling me to move home. Just quit. Start telling me I don't want to do anything with you anymore. Like that's fine.
He does, but he wants you
to be here.
Be here.
It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen for the next probably 3 to 5 years.
dude, I
I've been
don't know.
hearing that since you left.
Well, it's been 2. We're almost there.
If you become terminally ill,
Well, 3 to
though-
5 starting now or 3 to 5 starting when you left.
An additional 3 to 5.
See, he's never coming back.
Well, if
a
he were to get
house, man.
terminally
Buy a
ill, if he was to catch like the big C or something, I bet he'd move back pretty quickly.
Do what?
I would imagine if a big H blew through again and knocked down all the
Hepatitis
turbines
and
again, I
shit.
just imagine they're not going to rebuild that again. They're probably be like, nope, not no more. So you can stay here, but you're gonna have to find something else to do, probably.
Yeah.
So really, what I gathered from, I guess, this hour and 20 minutes is that we have to come up
1854.
with a solid business. Well, I paused it.
Oh, okay.
We have to come up with a solid business plan, music-wise, and then he'll consider coming back.
Doesn't necessarily have to be
I
a business.
don't think
plan.
that I got any of that out of this.
Really?
Yeah, but let him talk. I don't know.
That's a good start. I don't really necessarily need it to be a business plan. I just want us all to be okay with whatever goal we collectively agree upon.
So
'Cause
collectively,
I don't think we
right-
ever really did that.
I also kind of gathered from the Tim talk is we collectively
Shit.
agree to get rid of him.
Now there's
Start?
I don't know. No,
Is that a
not
start?
a start because he's really fucking good, and he's a perfectionist. You know, he's gonna learn something, he's gonna go home and he's gonna fucking learn it. He's really good. He can be a pain in the ass to work with.
He's
What do
gonna
you think
be
they're the same guy?
He is going to be so mad at you guys. I can't
Good.
wait.
Good. I can't wait to hear from this.
I just won't respond if he texts me.
Me neither.
You don't respond to anybody texting.
You just got to call me.
I do. I know.
I know.
I try not to call you constantly though. 'Cause
That's
I know you're
fine.
busy.
Yeah, that's sorry I never text you, but I don't
Oh,
text
yeah.
anybody.
I don't really do a whole
No, he
lot.
doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer. People bitch all the time. You hear from him? I was like, I don't know.
Just
I
call
usually have
him.
to call him or go to the
Yeah.
school.
People don't call people anymore.
It's dumb. Like, don't send me don't be like, hey. If you're gonna text me, be like, hey, this is what I need.
Well,
Or
now
just
I do
call
that,
me.
but
Nobody
still.
ever
Yeah.
texts me, hey.
What?
It's usually a scam if it is.
No wonder you never respond when I text.
Is that you?
For my burners, yeah.
Makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
There's some people who'd like to have some of those numbers. See if you start responding.
Nah.
Probably would.
Nah.
All right.
Well, it was good to see you. I'm glad you came and did this.
Uh-huh.
I guess at some point we could figure out how to get him in from far away. We
I
just
don't
have-
want to do that.
I know. See, this is the way he is.
This is what I need Tim to tell me.
That is more
Like, I don't
editing
want to
that
do
I have
that.
to
Well,
do.
fine.
Well, not well.
Yeah. That's a
It'd
lot
be a whole
more
nother
work.
track, wouldn't it be?
Well,
Well,
it's
no.
just that, the video.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to do video too?
Yeah, like the easiest way to do it would be to like just set up like a
Everybody get on
Zoom
Zoom.
call and then record that thing and then pull that out and then you'd have to put it over this and that.
Yeah, but I'm actually. I don't.
But
the
then, like,
Zoom
the
thing's
only-
weird too because I'm working on a Zoom conference we did and trying to make that into something palpable to like send to people or post, and it's
a bitch because everybody's audio gets mixed.
well, I muted everybody, but like how the screen is like for the recording sucks. It'd have to be like 4 windows, but still you get different things. It's silly.
Yep.
It's silly.
And like I don't know, no matter what, there's not too many that I've heard where the sound quality from whoever's not there sounds great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's
then
always
if-
that weird delay between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's like 3 different people in 3 different places, then there's a vast difference
Oh,
between
yeah.
all of them. It's
It wouldn't work very well, probably.
the only thing you could do is like actually do the Zoom call and set a microphone right by it, like try to level out the microphone to like the speakers on the computer, and then capture it that
That's
way.
not gonna sound that good.
Sounds about the same as
Yeah.
all of it.
Well, before we
I
go,
don't know. Yeah.
tell us the exact date that you are moving back.
To Tarkio?
Yeah. You know it. Just go ahead.